Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Daily Market Report brought to you by Mike Bjork. Today is Monday, and it's June 5th. Hope you guys had a great, wonderful weekend here. A bit of stuff going on today. This is probably the busiest day we're going to see this week in terms for economic data for this week. This week will be kind of light, so a lot of it will be taken from other things like geopolitical and headline news. But let's kind of get into the economic calendar here. So we'll start off with the productivity for the first quarter here. And the previous reporting came in at a negative 0.6%, and first quarter came up to 0. So it just kind of pulled up to break even here, zero. So also on the docket is unit labor costs. This kind of something we want to keep an eye on because this could be inflation leading here. So the previous reporting came in at 3%, and this reading came in at 2.2%. So it dipped a little bit in this reading here, so which is obviously a good sign. Which is a good sign primarily because if it goes up, obviously that plays a big part on inflation here. Market services PMI. This is obviously instead of the manufacturing, we got manufacturing last week. This week we're getting some services industry, and anything above 50 on these two indexes here basically indicates expansion or getting better, or anything below that is basically contracting or getting worse here. So in April we had a 54, and then in May it dipped a little bit to 53.6. Still okay, we're still in positive territory, but obviously you never like to see the dips as much. Same thing for the ISM non-manufacturing index, also ISM services index as it's also called. So we had a 57.5% for the month of April, and it dipped to 56.9. So obviously a little disappointed to see those come down, but again, we do have these sometimes dips, but as long as it doesn't become a trend, we should be okay. Factors, we go from 0.2% and it dropped down to negative 0.2%. So factors had a bit of a tail off for the month of April. So that obviously that would be a little disappointing here. So let's go and take a look here. Stock market's down. We had some stuff that happened today. So the big one is the terror attack in London. We had a van with three guys that started going across the bridge and started running people over and then jumping out and started stabbing people here. We got a lot of people that are injured. Here in the U.S., we had a person, I believe, in Orlando. Looks like it's more a disgruntled ex-employee that came in and started shooting everybody. So not a good way to start the week, unfortunately. And then also there's a dispute. Oil kind of went up early morning, and then now it's kind of come back down a little bit. But there's been kind of a dispute among the Gulf states where a bunch of them are basically cutting off relations with Qatar for interfering with some plans, and kind of basically they're stating that Qatar is supporting terrorism. So we'll have to kind of wait and see. This obviously that could have an influence on the stock on the oil prices here. Last but not least, this is not for today, but coming up, there are going to be a lot of big things coming up on Thursday. Thursday's going to be a pretty big day this week because we got the Comey testimony before Congress or Senate. We also got the UK election, which is on their parliament. We already had their prime minister, but this can affect on how they negotiate their way out of the Brexit on there. Also, we got the ECB with they're going to be listening to see if there's any policy changes in their statement, if they're going to be tapering or they're going to be announcing any cutbacks on their quantitative easing that's going on over there. So Thursday's going to be a big day in terms of geopolitical news here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the bond market, see how it's reacting today. Right now we're down about 10 basis points. So we ended the day on Friday with a great day above the 200-day moving average. Right now we're just resting just above the 200-day moving average here. So we're still above it, but we're just resting above it right now. And this week, to be honest, it could be a good week for bonds, because typically bonds, when the stock market starts going down, that kind of goes in the bond market. That helps us a little bit. So it's possible this week we could get some help here, maybe see some slight improvement. I don't anticipate it's going up much here if we do, but it's possible we could get some help here from the stock market, as again we got some pretty volatile news, especially on Thursday, if it doesn't come to what they expect, especially after having not so good jobs numbers on Friday. Yet they still shrugged it off and still went close upwards. All right, so right now rates are on the verge of basically being a little worse on Friday than they were on Friday. So just be prepared when you see rates today. Again, it's not like huge differences. These 10 basis points translate to, like 0.1% of the cost, like 1/10 of a percent to your cost for a for that loan here. So basically, when you have 1 point, which is 100 basis points, this is 10 basis points. All right, folks. So that pretty much concludes it. But if you guys want more data later in the day, just come over to Twitter. You can find me at Mike Bjork on Twitter. Get more updates. I also am a loan officer, so if you guys are looking for any assistance in terms of helping to purchase your next property, I can give you the pre-approval as well as helping with the finances. We do have a system where we automatically, for your pre-approvals, we send it over to underwriting, get you underwriting approval. So it's almost good as cash in hand when you make your offers. Also, we do refinances. I can help you out with the refinances, or some of the big ones that are going on right now. Is I'm helping out clients with adjustables that with the rates going up, they want to go ahead and lock into a fixed. We even have some people going from 30-year fixes to 15-year fixes, and then also some people who simply just want to take money out of their, take advantage of the equity that they built up, want to take money out of that equity and reposition to other things as well. So if you need assistance in any of those, please feel free to reach out. I'll be more than happy to help you guys out. Have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.